What's poppin'? What's up with my peoples? Yeah, this shit about to. It's gonna be It's gonna be. It's gonna be something to see, man. With my lighter at? We're gonna have to talk about it, man. I wanna see what the people perspective gonna be. Of course, of course, I got my. Of course, I got my own perspective, but I gotta. I'm trying to see what the people perspective gonna be. How the people uh, and how the people gonna see this shit playing out. We gotta see how the I want to see how the people gonna see this shit playing out. Cause I believe I know how it's gonna play out. I believe I know how it's gonna play out. And they supposed to be in what they call that. Uh they supposed to be in day of deliberation. So who knows how long that can take though. We got one viewer up in here. Hit that like button. Smack that like button. Smack that subscribe button if you're not. Smack that like button and smack that subscribe button if you're not. We get into this. Rolling up is good. So roll yours too. If you do that, roll yours, smoke yours. Who up in here? Say something. Who that is? State your business. State your business. Don't just be up in here like a church mouse. When you come in people's house, you supposed to speak, man. When you come in people's crib, you supposed to speak. Hey, what's up? Something. You supposed to speak. When you come in people's crib, you supposed to speak. Oh, okay, you gonna be a ghost. That's cool. We take ghost viewers too. All that. We take ghost viewers too. You want to be a ghost viewer? Not drop no comment. You ain't gonna drop a comment, smack that like button. You ain't gonna smack that like button. Fuck it. Tune in. Tune in. You wanna watch? Just watch. Cause I got games for niggas that don't like to say shit too. I drop games for niggas for I drop games for quiet niggas too. Alright? I drop games for quiet niggas too. Okay, so now I said we got two people up in here. I got a game for quiet niggas too. Ooh. Okay. Smack that like button on the way in. State your business. Voice your piece. Smack that like button on the way in. State your business and voice your piece, man. Hey, it's funny. Hey, I, ironically, this the verdict of this case, we don't know if it's gonna drop today, but it should drop today. But ironically, it's 420. Ironically, they the verdict take place on a day that means something to a lot of people. I know because I used to be one of the motherfuckers that shit meant something to. 420 used to be the shit, nigga. Growing up, 420 used to be the shit. A nigga grew up, that shit was like 420, whatever. Shit don't mean that no more. Who used to celebrate 420? Let's see. Oh, that edit shit don't work. We still got one person in here who not gonna say nothing. They just said, fuck it, we ain't saying shit. We got 3 likes though, but we still got people in here ain't saying that. Okay, y'all coming in, coming out. Some people wish, a lot of people are really hoping that it's gonna be some justice out of this. A lot of people are really hoping it's gonna be some justice out of this. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. It's 420. They gonna have niggas going to smoke some more. They gonna have niggas going to smoke some more. For real. Because the thing is, okay, let's break this down a little bit. Let's break this down a little bit. All right, so Derek Chavez is being charged, right? Derek Chavez, Derek Chauvin, Derek Chauvin is being charged. Derek Chauvin is being charged by who? Derek Chauvin is being charged by the state of Minnesota. Yeah, Derek Chauvin is being charged by the state of Minnesota. So the state of Minnesota, which is the DA. Okay, peace, Queens. Shout out to Drea. Shout out to Drea P. Shout out to Drea P. She said she's in the live. But yeah, so the okay, so it's Minnesota versus Derek Chauvin, right? DerekChauvin, DerekChauvin is a police officer. Minnesota versus him. So DerekChauvin had to get a lawyer because the state of Minnesota, that's the DA. That got to be the DA. Now, as we both know, as we all should know, the DA, shout out to Drea P. Um, the DA and the lawyer, they attend the same school to get their bar license. So it's basically like DerekChauvin is not it's basically like he not going against nobody. His attorney is not going against anyone because it's all about a deal. It's all about scratch my back. You scratch my back, I scratch your back, kind of thing. So people is gonna be looking for a verdict that is not gonna happen because first off, it's a conflict of interest. So let's break it down this way. My friend, my friend go catch a case, but I'm the lawyer. I'm the lawyer that hold on. Let me break it down. Let me make it more simple. That may not sit right. Okay. My I'm I catch a I'm a judge. I'm a judge, right? I'm a judge and my friend's a lawyer. But we both went to law school together. We both attended law school together. I just happened to keep going and be a lawyer. So that means we both got a bar license. That means we both work for the same people. And we both now a case come before us. A case come before us. And you gotta represent my friend has to represent someone in the case. But also the DA has to represent the state in the case. The DA, the judge, and the lawyer typically have lunch together, probably go to vacations together, be at all type of events together. They come together in this room to make a decision on your case, but they all in cahoots with each other. Who else would have who else would have if they if they all if the lawyer, the judge, and the DA is all in cahoots, they all went to bar they all went to the law school together. They all got a bar license. What else could be the outcome besides what else could be the outcome besides Chauvin getting off? What else could it be? 'Cause I don't see it. I don't see it being anything else. Yeah, so it's gonna be a sight to see. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be some rioting. But see, the thing with that is It's like we'll riot and riot, probably do some looting. Don't get no, don't get nothing resolved though. We're gonna get something resolved. When we gonna get something resolved? What does that look like? What is it? What is it gonna look like to get a resolve instead of rioting? Or yeah, instead of rioting, because that ain't gonna like people say like, okay, we uh they took this shit. They took this shit by force and violence. Okay. Even if it was took by force and violence, it was a plan by a unit. It was a plan by a unit. And we gotta acknowledge that when you take something, how do you keep it? When you take something from somebody, how do you keep it? That ain't never the question. That should be the question. When you take something from somebody, how do you keep it? Because you got to keep it. You got to keep it. When you take something from somebody, you got to keep it, and they keep it with the paperwork. They keep it with the paperwork. They keep it with the paperwork. So he gonna get off. He's gonna get off because they already took the money. So he's gonna get off. Yeah, anytime they take the money, they're getting off. That's a fact. That's a fact. They take the money, they getting off, and they already took the money. 27 million. 27 million. If they don't take the money, they're gonna get off. So, I mean, it don't matter whether they take the money or not, but for sure, if they take the money, like it's done. It's finito. They don't. They don't got no reason to. They don't got no reason to do anything different. None at all. Because the family has already agreed to basically saying that they wasn't wrong. That's what that is. That's an agreement. That's an agreement saying that they wasn't wrong, and they don't even know it. Yeah, that's an agreement that they acknowledge that the police wasn't wrong, and they gonna be cool about it, and they don't even be when they take that money or when they get the lawyer for that matter, because the lawyer, like if you, which nobody probably ever read the lawyer that they signed, the contract that they signed with the lawyer, but the lawyer, the lawyer's agreement or the obligation of the lawyer, it clearly states that the obligation is to the court and to the people. Yeah, my bad. I tapped out for a minute. I had to go. I had to go tune in with something, man. I had to go tune in with something, man. See what's going on. But yeah, no, it's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So I say people get prepared. Whatever you whatever you do and however you do it, be prepared and be ready for whatever is about to happen. Get all the shit that you need. You feel me? Get the stuff that you need so you ain't gotta pop out too much. Get all the stuff you need so you ain't gotta pop out too much. Because if you ain't gotta pop out too much, you keep yourself out the way. And that's what you wanna do. You wanna stay out the way. I think I just seen something said that they reached a verdict though. You know? I seen something that just said that they reached a verdict. Yeah, it's on ABC, right? Yeah, it say something I'm about to see right now. They did not really know that much about him coming in. Clearly, that's why they were picked to be on a fair and impartial jury. But they kind of all stared at him. There was a lot of jurors who their eyes were focused on him throughout a lot of Eric Nelson's testimony. Closing argument. They were locked in on Chauvin to see if he had any reaction. Played by the prosecution. Notes. He had a notepad that he was taking notes throughout the entire trial. We saw it each day. But when his attorney, Eric Nelson, showed video or showed sort of images on the screen, he was looking. He was taking in that information. Thank you, Matt, for that eyewitness account. These jurors have that fate of the one man, the defendant in that courtroom, and his attorney obviously trying to make some connection there between this individual, Derek Chauvin, and the people who hold his fate in their hands and have reached a decision on that. Let me go back to Kenneth Moulton in Minneapolis. The jury here, there was a feeling that it was more or less representative of Hennepin County. That jury pool predominantly white, as is the jury. What's the general feeling there about the jury, do you think? General feeling is that this jury had a lot of work to do, and a lot of eyes, a lot of pressure was on this jury as well. And the makeup of this jury, we know that it started out with 15. There were two alternates. Two of them were dismissed as soon as the deliberations started, and so we know that it's majority white, but there are also people who identify as black, 6 people of color. So when it comes to this jury, everyone is wondering, obviously, what were those deliberations like and what was happening inside that room? Again, 10 and a half hours or so. Um, second degree unintentional, third degree murder, second degree manslaughter as well, and go through the evidence. They had mountains of evidence when it comes to surveillance video, police body camera video, that cell phone video, that 9 minutes 29 seconds. Oh, I don't care about no. I don't care about no views. Motherfuckers who gonna get who want the information gonna get it. Fuck all that view shit. But yeah, shout out to you, J-Rock, whoever you is. Smack that like button, subscribe. I'm just getting tuned in with this shit a little bit. I ain't even begun to talk no shit yet. So they're gonna be reading it between. Okay. So they saying they're gonna be reading it between 4:30 and 5:30. Good looking. Salute. I'm rocking with DC, nigga. Shit. Yeah, I ain't take that shit personal, nigga. I was just saying, nigga. I don't care about that shit. Yeah, it's all you already know, nigga. It's all love with me, nigga. I don't. I don't care about what's happening. I mean, I don't take personal what the nigga say on the internet. If you watched any of my lives or videos or anything, me on anybody else platform, like you already know. It gives it no energy, my G. So that'll really be, yeah, nah, yeah, you already know. It's all good. I'm just letting you know, like, I didn't take that shit personal. Niggas come on my page doing that shit, nigga, they gonna be talking to themselves. Or probably just not talking at all, actually. I just get them out of there ASAP. I ain't got to entertain shit. And just keep getting them out of there, you feel me? Because I'm in control of this shit. So all the positive shit, all the good people shit, I'll let them stay. All the bullshit, just get them out. All the bullshit, just get them out. I swear, I feel like J-Rock is Rob James, though, like a motherfucker. I feel like J-Rock is Rob James, but I don't know. I could be wrong. But it don't even matter. I ain't about to put no energy into it. But yeah, J-Rock. So what you think about to happen with what you think about to happen? Hell yeah, you probably is Ron James. That's why you laugh. Uh, hey, what you think about to happen with this George Floyd shit, with this DerekChauvin case? They say they're supposed to be reading the verdict on, so they're supposed to be reading the verdict soon, between what now and 5, but Eastern time. They're supposed to be reading the verdict between now and 5 Eastern time. Not guilty. Yeah, yep. I know. Yeah, I know how they do. I know how they do. They about to have everybody smoking for real today. Niggas thought they was smoking. People gonna be smoking for real. But yeah, nah, for sure. I believe it's gonna be not guilty. I believe it's gonna be not guilty. That's all I can assume. That's all we've ever seen. That's all they can do. Shit, they ain't. If they had a lawyer, if the shit if the shit happening in their court with their lawyers, like it's a conflict of interest, and they judges and shit, and ain't nobody standing on no real law. It's a conflict of interest. George Floyd ain't here. Rest in peace to that man. It's a conflict of interest. So ain't shit good about to come up out of that. It's a total conflict of interest. The judge, the DA, and whatever lawyer is defending the Chauvin nigga, Chauvin dude. That's a conflict of interest because they all went to the same motherfucking schools and shit together. They work for the same motherfuckers. The judge, he went to law school because you got to go to law school first to even get to be a judge. You got to get the bar license. So the judge got a bar license. The DA got a bar license because he a lawyer, but they gave him the name the DA, district attorney, but he's not no district attorney. And who else? And then whoever the attorney is for Chauvin. All them work together, have lunch together, chill together, probably vacation and all types of shit. So it's for sure gonna be a conflict of interest. A lot of people gonna be upset, unsatisfied, but see that's the plan too, because they try to. I don't know if you caught my video earlier, but it's emotions, emotions. They evoke emotions because they know we react off emotions because we don't know law, so all we can react off of is emotions. And since we don't know law, we go get these lawyers to speak up for us, and the lawyers work for the motherfucking judge. Like it's a complete conflict of interest. And that's the most fucked up shit. Cause like we want we want justice. Exactly. They want turmoil. They want turmoil. And they know how to get it too. They know how to get it, regular nigga TV. Shout out to regular nigga TV. Shout out to J Rock. They want turmoil and they know how to get it. Because what else can we do besides riot? We can't do nothing else besides riot. You feel me? That's all we can do is riot on some shit. And then after we riot, then it's like okay. And I get like you do need like an alliance, like an army to Slick Sam. Slick Sam was probably you do need like we do need an army. We do need like a alliance. But see the thing with that is they not just this shit wasn't just taken by force. It was taken with paperwork too. This shit was taken with paperwork, not just by force. Because you can take something by force, but how you keep it, that's a question. How you keep it. You can take something by force, but how do you keep it? You because they whoop us with the paperwork. They whoop us with the paperwork, man. Because you could, like I said, you could take something by force, but how you keep it. they keep it with the paperwork, and it's the law. And I get why people can say like, okay, that white man or that hybrid European, like they always gonna do what they want to, no matter what laws and whatnot. Like I can get why people would say that. I can, cause I used to say like all this shit. I used to say the same shit, but I gotta acknowledge it ain't no. It's no different than anything else. It's no different than like watching basketball or yeah. It's no different than knowing basketball or being able to talk basketball with somebody. Like if you can't talk basketball with somebody if you don't know it, and if you don't know, and to know it, you gotta indulge in it. You gotta put time into basketball shit, either by watching it, reading the stats and shit, or something. You feel me? So like getting justice is just like knowing anything else. Smooth was popping. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. But yeah, getting justice is just like anything else. It's like being able to talk basketball with people. You can't talk basketball if you don't watch it. You can't talk basketball if you don't read it. You can't talk basketball if you don't listen to it or something. You feel me? Whatever it is, you gotta like put time into it. So it's like it's the same way with justice. Because like that's our life. That's our life in another man's hands, and that ain't what we want. So, and in order to get justice, we gonna have to like we gonna have to be able to represent ourselves when need be. Yeah, the verdict gonna be crazy, man. The verdict gonna be crazy. Yep, it is. They talking about retrialing if anything go left. Really? Did they said that? If they said that, that's a because I ain't never heard them say that. Did they say that, Smooth? I think it's gonna be regular nigga TV. Hold on, let me see something. Okay, okay. Regular nigga TV said, "What you think the verdict is gonna be?" I think it's gonna be not guilty. What y'all think it's gonna be? Slick Sam. God bless everybody who live in the chat right now, man. Say yes to that. Say yes to that. Shout out to Slick Sam. Slick Sam, how can we keep it? How can we keep it once it is taken? Well, that's why they. That's one of the reasons they try to take us away from self, because like this shit was conquered, but it wasn't just conquered by force. They make us think shit was just conquered by force, but it wasn't just conquered by force because like it's a you if shit was just conquered by force, we wouldn't end up in court for shit. You feel me? They wouldn't it wouldn't be we would never have to sign shit if shit was just conquered by force. That and it's funny because I just the way that I just said that, it just dawned on me right now. Cause that was a simple way to say it. If paperwork and if laws didn't mean nothing and paperwork didn't mean nothing, we would never have to sign anything when shit happened. But if you notice, like when you get a ticket, you gotta sign it. They make you sign it before they let you go. When you go to jail, you gotta either when you get in, they ask you to sign. When you come out, they ask you to sign. You feel me? You just be signing shit and signing shit. you just be signing shit and signing shit. So like that's a clear indication that everything that you do, you gotta sign. Nah, you don't have to sign it. Well, well, it depends on what it is. Because signing it is not the issue. It's what you sign on it. But we only know to sign our name. Or we only know to sign that corporate entity, that corporate name. So that's the issue. It's what we sign on it. Shout out to Sierra. Appreciate you, sis. Who else we got up in here? Shout out to everybody up in this joint though, man. Um, but yeah, everything when you buy a house, they make you sign it. When you get an apartment, they make you sign some shit. It's all about contracts. All this shit is about contracts. So if we want to get in control, we have to get in control of ourselves first, which is knowing how to I always say this, take ourselves out of the jurisdiction, knowing how to take ourselves out their jurisdiction. So that way, moving forward, like I always say, okay, I'm gonna give you a prime example. This YouTube shit, right? Whenever I do get monetized, and this some shit I'm gonna show anybody who trying to learn it. But like niggas don't got to pay taxes on this YouTube shit. But it's just about but that's part of moving forward into get because here's the thing. You got to be interested in something to be able to want to have a want to learn it. You got to be interested in it. That's why I bring the tax situation to because a lot of people get like $300, $400, $500 taken out their check in taxes. So imagine keeping that. Boom. It's like, okay, a light go off in your head, like, okay, maybe it is about the paperwork. Maybe it is about the law. Maybe it is about that. And then that'll intrigue you because you was able to use some information and put more money in your pocket. Now the next thing is like, okay, well, where else can this information take me? Well, it says it would not tax regular nigga TV. The Constitution says it would not tax wage. Exactly. No, it's a fact. I mean, that's a fact, and they don't, but they only don't for people who are documented as human beings. We not documented as human beings. We documented as like a company. We documented as a company, basically a corporation. That ain't nothing but a company. That's why we got to pay taxes because we're U.S. citizens, but we really not supposed to be U.S. citizens. We really a citizen of every state because we from this whole nation. We from all of this shit. We not like narrowed down to any specific place. So just small pieces like that will because here's the thing, just trying to jump into this shit without having any kind of eagerness or or seeing any benefit from it, it's not gonna give us the drive to want to do it unless you just really got that. But I try to I try to give people the avenue from something that can benefit them right now because a lot of people like talk about like being free, but it's like, okay, well, how can that be being free benefit us now? What can we get out of that being free right now? And that's always like the elephant in the room. We was kings and queens and all of this shit, which is true. But how do we make it apply now? How do we make it apply now? Which is the information that I'll be trying to that I'm sharing. This is how we make it apply now. And taking these steps is gonna give you the courage, because a lot of it got to do with courage too. Like we don't got the courage to like stand up to these people because we've been trained to think that it got to go this way. So a lot of it got to do with courage, not believing that it's true, not believing that it's true. Shout out in 0504, Gucci Moses. Shout out to the squad up in here. Peace to the family. But yeah, we don't be believing that it's true. So that'd be one of the things. And we scared to try it. We scared to try something different. So if we can break out of that, D Miller was popping. If we can break out of being scared to try something different, if we can break out of being scared to think that we losing something by not paying taxes, because you're not losing nothing, you actually gaining more, because even when you get your tax return, you don't get everything you paid in. You still only getting a portion of that back. So you actually getting more. You just getting all your money up front. They not taking no social security taxes out. They not taking no federal, no state, none of that. And it's all part of the law. It's all constitutional. It's just the information that they don't give us because they know this is gonna lead us to different spaces to liberate ourselves. Yeah, people is afraid of the unknown, but this should have worked for any job that you do, any job that you do using where you got to where they require what is it, a W-4 and all that kind of shit. You can apply, and it ain't nothing but submitting like, well, first you gotta get your passport. Then after you get your passport, because the passport is the status correction that's taking you out of their jurisdiction. Then after you get your passport, you submit your you tell your job or whatever you wanna resubmit, you wanna readjust your status. You wanna update your status, your tax status and all that shit. Then they're gonna direct you to how to do it. Then you're gonna submit the two forms, the I-9 and the WA bin. The I-9 and the WA bin. I-9 WA bin. Let me see. I'm gonna type that in the chat. You're gonna submit those two forms, I-9 and the WA bin, but this is after you get your passport. You got to get your passport, because if your if your if your if your identification or your traveling pass say that you in their jurisdiction, which you do, because most of us, all of us, for the most part, when we went and got our driver's license or our ID, they say, "Is you a U.S. citizen?" And we put yes, because that's what we thought we was or what we should be. But when you get your passport, you put no to all of that. They're gonna ask you, "Is your kids U.S. citizens?" Nope. Is your mom U.S. citizen? Nope. Your dad the U.S. citizen? Nope. Your grandparents U.S. citizen? Nope. No to all questions asking, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" or anybody that you know a U.S. citizen. And then when your passport comes, then your you tell your job you want to update your status. You update your status with the I-9 and the WA bin. I-9 and the WA bin. I just dropped it in the chat. And you can find those on the IRS website. That's why I'm saying, like, it's it ain't nothing. It's a secret, but it's not a secret. Like all this shit that I be spitting, it be on their websites. All the shit that I be spitting to be on their websites, and that be the difference too with like with information, because like all information that I'll be talking about, like you can make a connection on it and cross-reference it as you're using it and see other people cross-reference it. You feel me? So, hey, shout out to Derek Miller for the Cash App. Appreciate you, family. But yeah, you can cross-reference, like it's all public information, so it ain't like it's a secret. You can download these forms from the IRS website and submit them. Damn, I spelled that Ben wrong. Hold on, let me get that back. I-9 W-8. Okay, that's how you do that. W-A Ben. Scratch the first one. Let me Can I delete that? Oh, I can't. Not delete that. No. Okay, it's cool. But yeah, and that's it. Yeah, and it'd just be that simple. And you can do that with any job, whether you making money on YouTube, fucking TuneCore, you music, whatever, all that shit, whatever you anywhere where they ask you to pay taxes, you can do that. Sierra Brown, she said she don't file taxes. I don't file taxes. I don't pay taxes for my job. How you do that? What's your remedy, Sierra? What was I about to say? Oh, but yeah. So yeah, like my approach be like shit like the tax shit, because like I said, a lot of people pay three, four, five, $600 sometime in taxes a month coming out their check, or every 2 weeks sometime coming out their check. So just imagine you can say that. And shit like that is gonna lead us to figure out, okay, well, I heard I can own my land. I heard I can buy some land and not pay taxes on that. You know, I heard somebody saying that. It sparked those kind of thoughts in your head. Okay, well damn, let me see how I do that. Oh, yep, you change your citizenship as well. Yep, 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 yep. They take three from He said they take three. Smooth said they take 350 from your weekend taxes, like a motherfucker. Yeah, 350 a week. Damn, so that's 700 a month. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, like just imagine, cause like a lot of shit, because like certain to get some land, that's a little bit more work. You feel me? It's not like super, super, super drastic or nothing, but to acquire the land and not pay taxes on that, it's like a little bit more studying. So I'm saying if we can just get people to just be like, okay, well shit, I ain't gotta pay taxes, boom, let me try this. Boom. You put the paperwork through, your shit jamming. You tax free now. It's gonna spark a thought in your head with like, shit, I heard I can get some land and not pay taxes on that. Uh, oh damn, what about getting my nationality and my and getting my status all the way solidified and shit like that? And then that's gonna come along because, like I say, you got to be acknowledged as a human. You have to be documented as a human being to to get law and justice, to get justice in this on this land. And then piece by piece, people gonna start, because once you get your once the taxes and shit drive you to get your nationality and all of that kind of shit, and operating in the private, because that's another thing. We operate in public. We supposed to be operating in private. It's a difference between public and private. Everything, only time we public is like when we working at a um doing like a public service. But if we're not doing a public service, we're not public. We private. Everything we do is in private. And we wasn't taught how to operate in private. We operate commercially, which is publicly. And that's how they hoard the power over us. So yeah, these things it'll get people to start pushing towards okay, let me get my nationality, because when you start learning law, it's gonna push you to learn law. When you start learning law, then you're gonna know, okay, nationality is what guarantee your birthright. Nationality is what guarantee our birthright. The birthrights that we say we got and all that what's that shit called? All that Black Panthers shmumbo jumbo, and you know the heavens and the motherland and all that shit. Niggas be talking about all that shit, and this is how you get it. This is how we get it. And when we get it, like it can't be taken away from us. And these people know that. That's why this information is not taught. That's why the information is not taught. It's there. It's there. They hit it a little deep, but yeah, hey, regular nigga TV. Like I always tell people, nigga, like I read a little bit, but I be I haven't made it to a point to where I can just crack a book open and just get going. Like I'm like a sectional reader, if that makes sense. Um, I get information, and then that information I get information via either listening or watching, and that information pushes me to something to read. That's the difference. My reading is a little different. I ain't on that level yet to where I'm just knocking books down and shit like that. But then on top of that, reading books, a nigga gonna have to read the books, nigga, a bunch of times too. So it really ain't like no press. You feel me? It ain't no press. A nigga ain't gotta be like no super read magician or no shit like that. That's what I realized. That's what I realized, like a motherfucker. I watch more shit, and then the shit that I watch, it gives me something, it gives me a reference to go read. And then that's when I do most of my reading, and then I don't know how long that shit might take me. You feel me? Depending on what it took me to read, but that's how I typically do my shit. I don't just be busting down books after books after book. But it's easier that way because like nigga, we wasn't everybody learned different. I'm a visual learner, and then I can take it to the book. I can take it to the book after I learn the visual, but I'm a visual learner first, like a motherfucker. So yeah, I just want everybody to know, if you don't read a lot, it doesn't matter. It's cool. Watch some shit. And when you watch some shit, go look up some of the shit that you watch. Take some notes. Take some notes and go look up some shit that you watch, or pause that shit and go look up some shit while you watching it, and screenshot that shit. And when you screenshot it, put it in your favorites so it can be close to close to get, so you ain't got to look for it. Just little shit like that, voice notes and shit like that. That's really that's really all it be. That's really all it be, and all that shit make it easier. Cause like I said, nigga, I wasn't nigga. I used to get straight F's in school. You might not believe that, like nigga. I wasn't no I wasn't no fucking nigga. I failed PE, nigga. Just to make it clear. Just to make it clear, nigga, I failed PE. So not cause I was no dumb nigga or nothing, but I just nigga, I was just on some bullshit. And I for damn sure wasn't like history class and all that shit. I like science a little bit. I was into science. I was into science like a motherfucker. But like history class, I see. I was just partially into shit. But like nigga, I didn't do no homework. Nigga, I learned how to read late. At least what I thought was reading. Nigga, I didn't know how to read when I was supposed to be knowing how to read. What else? Math was my worst subject. I was horrible in math. If it wasn't like the basic math, I wasn't fucking with it. If it wasn't like adding, subtracting, multiplication, dividing, and even dividing, I was shaky with that. But yeah, I wasn't. Hell no. So yeah, I used to get F's, nigga. I was in continuation school and all of that. So I know it can seem like, and I'm saying this because I know it can seem like, because it the perception can be like, damn, this nigga stand on that nigga is some smart ass book smart ass nigga. Nah, nigga. Shit, nigga. I scraped this shit together. I scraped this shit together, nigga. Like motherfucking nigga with nothing. I scraped this shit together, nigga. I made something out of nothing. I figured out a way, nigga, to teach myself. And I go ask niggas questions too. I had a couple dudes I could go ask questions. Some of my OGs. I had a couple OGs I can go ask questions. So I go pull up on them and ask them a few questions. Pick their brain apart, and then take that shit back. Watch some more shit, or they might send me some shit to watch. But nigga, I do a lot of watching shit, and then I go do the reading. So yeah, exactly. It was way too much going on. Derek Miller said it was way too much going on in school. Hell, I know I wasn't focused because I used to be joking. I used to be trying to pass notes. I was passing notes, telling females all type of some some shit that my mom. She was like, I think my mom. She was hot. Just know she took it there because she was like, She was like, why would you write that to her? It was some shit. Just know it was some shit that my somebody yeah, a young boy my age shouldn't have been saying or asking no female. Hey, right? Hey, Sierra, that's funny you say that. My queen be saying that shit too. She like damn. She be thinking like she didn't put in all this work to only realize like all this shit was fake and it wasn't real. And now she gotta unlearn and relearn. For real, for real. and it can make you feel some kind of way. It can make you feel some kind of way after you did so much shit to get to the point that you at. Tara, what's the deal? What's popping? How you doing, sis? Let me see. Let me see something. Smack that like button though. Everybody smack that like button for a young God one time. But back to what I was saying, because I got the RAM. Shout out to Wi-Fi. Shout out to Wi-Fi. Shout out to I think I shouted everybody out already. Huh? Shout out to everybody up in here though. Um, but here it comes, the verdict. The verdict coming. Hold up, I'm about to see if I can pull it up. Can I pull it up? Let me see. I seen it on ABC, but that was on my phone though. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. I can't hear nothing though. It's not. It ain't playing no audio. That's wild. Yeah, that shit not playing no audio. Hold up. Damn, why it's doing that? It's not playing no audio for none of them. Damn, I wonder why it's doing that. Damn, is they fucking this shit up like that? So where the shit not playing no audio, y'all can still hear me. Guilty? Okay. Guilty of what? No. And if it is guilty, man, that's just to keep niggas that's it. Cause that's the thing. They play psychology both ways. So I want to see what he guilty for and how much time he gonna get first. Because they play psychology both ways. Cause that ABC don't flag. They wouldn't let me share shit. Third degree, third degree murder guilty. So do that mean he got the dub? Do that mean he got the dub? That mean he got a 20 piece? I couldn't hear shit. I was trying to stream it on here, but that shit wasn't. Second degree manslaughter guilty. He got the W. I know he got the W. Look, see, I know he got the W, and that'd be my thing too. Cause like, if he got manslaughter, that's a W. If he got manslaughter, that's a W for him. 100 for sure. If he got manslaughter, that's a W for him. Two guilties. He got two guilties, and what else? I don't know why they wouldn't. That's ugly. Is my shit down? Oh, my shit was down. That's why. Duh. My shit was down.
We'll get you the exact dates in a scheduling order. Is there a motion on behalf of the state?
The state would move to have the court revoke the defendant's bail and remand him into custody pending sentencing.
Bail is revoked, bond is discharged, and the defendant is remanded to the custody of the Hennepin County Sheriff. Anything further?
All
right. Thank you.
So there you have it. The jury in Hennepin County in Minneapolis finding DerekChauvin guilty on all 3 counts: second-degree unintentional murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. Guilty in all 3. You can see him being led away there in the courtroom. He had been out on bail. You heard the state request of the judge that bail be revoked and that he be taken into custody, which is exactly what the judge decided to do. You can see the counts up on your screen right now. The jury deliberating yesterday afternoon and then began deliberating again early this morning, but it was a short period of time before we learned that they had come to a unanimous conclusion. Clearly, they thought that the case made by the prosecution and perhaps that final closing argument, that rebuttal from Jerry Blackwell when he said to the jury, it's as simple as what that 9-year-old girl, one of the bystanders, said that she heard the paramedics say when they arrived there more than 9 minutes after that knee was put to George Floyd's neck. She said that she heard paramedics say, get off of him. Of course, in the hours and the days to come, we will learn more from that jury, what they were thinking over the course of this 3-week trial. But we wanted to look at the reaction coming in from Minneapolis. This was the scene in South Minneapolis just moments ago. They had described the sound of the people gathering there, obviously erupting.
Hey, and see, all that's cool. All that's cool. I'm not against that. I'm not against that, but I don't see the fucked up part about this is that people can think that this is it. This is the end all be all.
Long year in this country.
Like, shit gonna settle. Well, yeah, shit can settle down now.
This is reaction from the families.
This ain't the end all be all. Like,
with their legal team, Ben Crump, we know.
This don't mean that.
Clearly,
it don't mean like it's gonna happen the next time.
They believe justice
it don't mean that
in this
people
case.
still gonna stop that police
counts.
still gonna stop smoking people.
Clearly, the pause there is in between each.
You said what?
As the judge was reading from that piece of paper delivered to him by the foreperson of the jury. And Dan, guilty on all counts. They believe the prosecution made its case beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yep, on each and every charge. And remember that there are slightly different theories with regard to second-degree murder and third-degree murder.
But that's what's up, though.
There was a possibility
that's
that he
what's
could be
up.
found guilty of
I ain't
second-degree
mad at
murder,
that.
not of third-degree murder.
I ain't mad at
guilty
that.
of second-degree manslaughter. That didn't happen.
I don't know.
This was I
don't know how much time he get. Did y'all see how much time he get?
Now DerekChauvin will be sentenced on the highest charge, which is second-degree murder.
Did y'all see how much time that he gonna get?
40 years. The sentencing guidelines in Michigan suggest more likely 10 to 15 years. But I'll tell you, David, you mentioned that 9-year-old girl, and she could be relevant in the context of sentencing because prosecutors can ask for what's called an enhancement in the sentencing, meaning to go beyond what the guidelines would suggest because a child was present.
That's what they do with us.
That 9-year-old girl was not just an emotional witness, but she could become a very important witness with regard to the potential sentence that DerekChauvin gets. You heard him, the judge, then referring to the Blakely standard, and that means basically start preparing for the argument over sentencing. And that will be the next phase of this case to determine what the sentence for DerekChauvin will be. But at this point, Certainly a big win for the prosecution in this case, getting everything that they asked this jury for.
Just to drill down on that point, Dan,
Yeah.
as per Minnesota state law, the jury will decide, the judge will decide sentencing.
See, and that's the part that's fucked
on the
up.
highest of the charges, which of course is
Because like now,
unintentional
everybody getting
second-degree
caught up
murder.
in this.
The
It's
presumed
like,
sentence
yeah,
is usually
and they
10
know
to
that
15
people
years,
getting
but he
caught back
faces
up in
to
this
40
BLM
years.
shit.
And as you mentioned, the state will ask for what's called an aggravated sentence here, and he could face
People getting back caught up in the BLM shit. They screaming Black Lives Matter.
Absolutely. And, I think that is going to be, really the next
It's like, okay,
big debate in this case.
That's not
over exactly
it ain't the
what
end.
should be the sentence.
That don't mean this
for
can't
Derek
happen
Chauvin.
again.
Again,
Like,
as we
it
talked
should
about
still
when the
be
jury
a-
reached its
it
verdict,
should
and we
still
said
be
they
a
came
push
back
to
so
try to
quickly,
figure
is
this
not
shit
good
out.
news for Derek Chauvin. Again, on the sentencing side, I wouldn't want to be Derek Chauvin either, meaning that, typically,
Because
it's
I'm
not
willing
just
to
typical,
bet.
it's really the vast
I'm
majority
willing to bet.
of cases where you're talking about
Because if he
second-degree
got
murder or
manslaughter,
third-degree murder,
manslaughter,
you
you
are
can
talking about up to
do.
15 years. But
You don't
in
gotta
this
do.
case, based on a number of factors,
You don't gotta do all the time on
expect the
manslaughter.
prosecution to ask for more time.
He can do the low.
And the judge
He can do the minimum.
will have to determine that. And David, I want to just
Or
add
whatever
one other
degree
quick
it's
point,
according
which is
to.
about the diversity of this jury. And I think it's important because we often talk about
So
diversity.
yeah, I want
and
to
it
see how
sounds
much.
like a
I want to see how much
concept
time he
as
do.
opposed to something
I don't even
that
fuck how
can
much time
actually
he get.
instill
I
a
want to
sense of
see how much time
confidence
he
in
do.
people about a verdict.
Because
the fact that there
it's gonna
were
be all kind of
4 people
appeals and all
who were
kind of shit
African
going
American
through.
on that jury.
Because
There were
he
2
took
who
it to
described
trial, so
themselves
he
as
got that right. He
multiracial,
didn't take a
6
deal.
whites, and they all came together and very quickly agreed on this verdict. This was a jury
So,
of peers.
I'm happy that this
and
shit.
as a result, I think that's helpful in instilling confidence in the verdict.
I'm happy that people
for the
got
community at large.
feel
Sending
good a
hearts to him
little
as we look
bit.
at these images coming in
But I want to see what's
from
really
across the
gonna
country.
happen.
But first, of course, from Minneapolis,
gotta
relief
see-
in
I
that
gotta-
community. And you yourself said, as a former prosecutor yourself, when you heard that there was a verdict and this quickly, that even you had thought there would be at least questions from perhaps the jurors for the judge, and there was not. Unanimous, guilty on all charges.
Yeah. David, I've been a lawyer for 27 years, and I remember when I was in law school during my first year, the Rodney King verdict came out, and it was an acquittal for 4 officers who, on video, beat and stomped and tased beat a man 56 times with a baton. And I believed my eyes then. So I believed my eyes this time with George Floyd. And even though I knew that fast verdicts always hint at an agreement, even though all of my training told me that they likely convicted on at least the highest count or at least the lowest count, because of the history in this country, because it is so rare that police officers are convicted, because Black men and Black
I'm trying to
boys
see what's really
are
gonna happen.
killed by police with impunity in this country, and that is just the truth, at a rate 5 times more than their white counterparts. Because I am the mother of an 18-year-old boy who is now in South Africa, and I feel that he is
Hey,
safer
and see,
in South Africa
even
than
this,
he
because they
is
used this.
in his own country.
They used
I
it. You
am
see how they used the
so
sister?
relieved
You see how they used the sister?
that
Right
this
after
is
that,
what
you see how they
justice
used the
finally
sister
looks like
and put her
for
on
my community.
to
And while I know that this
to
does
make it
not
feel like more of a
bring
victory.
George Floyd back to his family, to his loved ones, to his brother who we've heard from so eloquently, at least I believe now that the movement that we've seen since his murder on video for the world to see is not just a moment. I really believe that this is a movement that we've seen. And for that, I am so very thankful that perhaps we will see real change, much needed change
But yeah,
in this country.
they had the sister get on
So
right
lost
after
with some very personal
to
reflections
try
on our coverage
to
this
to try to
afternoon
make
ahead of
it
the
because
guilty
they
verdict for
always
the
use
jury in Minneapolis.
the
Sonny,
women
thank
because they
you.
know the women is
When you
emotional.
couple what
It's
Sonny
more
said and her
emotional. It's
observations
more
along with what Dan
emotional.
Abrams said just
So
moments before her,
they use the mothers
that perhaps this could be a unifying moment when you
to
think about
like
the jury and
solidify
the
it and calm
diversity,
it
the
down.
makeup
Like
of that jury.
we won
6 white jurors, 6 people of
because
color,
they know how
4 black
valuable
jurors, and 2 who
our
self-identify as
women are to us.
multiracial, that they all deliberated together and in just a short period of time were united on what they saw
Hey, that's a
when they
fact.
watched those
Derek
9
Miller,
minutes and
hey,
what
the
they
news
heard
been
over the
doing
course
this
of
for
3
years.
weeks inside that
That's a
Minneapolis
fact.
courtroom.
Like that's their
You
job
can
though.
see they have begun to put up signs in Minneapolis. That's
It
the
ain't no
scene from
coincidence. Like that's
South
their
Minneapolis.
campaign.
Justice served is what that sign says underneath
That's their
George Floyd's
campaign.
name now. They've now put that up on the sign. And my colleague, Lindsay Davis, is in Minneapolis.
That's their
And Lindsay,
campaign, like a motherfucker.
the reaction there.
To
David, you know, there was a
like
novel by Terry McMillan,
they
subsequently
get
a
us
movie
like
called Waiting to
they
Exhale.
control
Today
our
was so much
emotions in
more
so
than
many
that. That
ways.
was all of us. And just a little
They know
while
how to
ago, I
control
was
our
telling you
emotions in
about how
so
the
many
streets
ways.
here were empty.
And
You virtually saw
once we
hardly saw any people or cars. Well, suddenly
and
now you hear
once we can
just
like
this
grasp that and
celebratory
realize that,
honking.
then
I saw a
we can
small
counter
group
it
of black
with
people walk by who
not to say
chanted
like we
Black
won't
Lives
feel away
Matter.
when shit
And
happen, but
certainly, you
it
know, this
won't
verdict
affect us.
doesn't
It
change our
won't
criminal
affect us as
justice
much
system, but
because we
perhaps
understand the
for
puppet
some,
game
at
that they
least
playing.
for this day, if nothing more beyond that, it does send this message. And for those who consider this to be a win or a victory, perhaps they
Guilty
owe a
on
debt
420.
to Darnella Frazier,
Yep.
the 17-year-old who shot
Guilty
that
on
video because so
420.
much was made of
Hey,
the
that's it. I
prosecution's
feel like that was
said,
strategic
but
too.
for the knee, right? And I imagine
Because
many
like
today are saying,
now a lot of
but
people are really
for
about
the
to just like let
videotape,
their
wouldn't we
guard down.
find ourselves in this place today? After all, if we go
They
back
about
to
to
how
go be
this
big
started,
hanging out. I wouldn't be surprised
a
if some
counterfeit $20 bill,
I wouldn't be
a
surprised if some
crime that
shit
Chief
happened tonight.
Arredondo testified that normally
Or
they
some
wouldn't even take
shit.
somebody into
I wouldn't be
custody for.
surprised if some shit went
So
down or
much
something.
jubilation really on the streets here.
Lindsay Davis on the ground in Minneapolis for us as we continue our live coverage of the verdict in the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek
Yeah, it's gonna be
Chauvin.
big smoking,
He was a
big
veteran
drinking.
of the
It's gonna
police
be big
force there
everything.
in Minneapolis.
It's gonna be big
19-year
pill
veteran,
popping.
45 years old.
I'm
He's been
telling you,
found
the news
guilty of
tomorrow
second-degree
is gonna say
unintentional
some
murder,
shit happened
guilty of third-degree
about
murder,
today.
guilty of second-degree manslaughter. We're getting some color from inside that courtroom. And of course, the live stream offers the country and the world a perspective that we would not have seen had we not been in this pandemic. The judge saying he was doing this live stream because the community would not be allowed to come into the courtroom and witness this trial as it unfolded. But some of what we can't see in that courtroom has just come in. And this is from the print reporter who was inside the courtroom. They're allowing a reporter or two inside that courtroom every day, but because of restrictions, just a small number of reporters. They described the scene as the judge said, "All rise." The jurors entering that courtroom, we are told all of them looked serious. None of them looked emotional or that they.
And it was an acquittal for 4 officers who, on video, officers are convicted.
It does send this message. And
reporter who was in the room to come into the courtroom and witness.
Okay, what's that? Count 1, second-degree murder. 10 to 15. Count 2, third-degree murder. 10 to 15. Count 3, second-degree manslaughter. 41 to 57 months. Okay. Yeah, that manslaughter don't carry shit. That's like 5, 6 years or less. They say about 4. So yeah, probably after it come down. But yeah. So he can do at least 10 on the top 2, on the first and the second count. So he gonna get at least a dub. He gonna get at least a dub. That's how it's looking. But we shall see. We shall see. Because I know some appeals gonna happen. Because that's the purpose of taking it to trial. Also, like you always want to go to trial. Because most times 9 times out of 10, if you go to trial, even if it's bullshit, if you go to trial, they probably gonna drop that shit, and you ain't gonna. And ain't nothing gonna happen. Unless you just did like some wild shit. Like if you just did some wild shit, like can't no law help you with that because the law don't protect. The law doesn't protect. Fucking just like you feel me. Just like the law don't protect you purposely going to harm somebody. So that's another thing. I don't want people to get the perception like when I be talking this law shit, like you can just go purposely harm somebody and then spit these laws and represent yourself and shit and get off. Like hell no. I'm talking about like when you've been wrongfully accused. Should we have sympathy for someone like this? Hey, that's a good question. That's a good question. You know, that is. That's a real good question, ain't it? They're gonna try to stop us for They're gonna try to stop us for celebrating on the streets. So I bet there's curfews gonna be in effect. Yeah, they had already had like some shit in effect too, in in preparation, like different spots had a bunch of shit in effect in preparation for whatever was gonna rise from this shit. But okay, regular nigga TV says, should we have sympathy for someone like this? You talking about oh, it's lovely. It's lovely out here in Cali. The weather is lovely. Oh, you talking about as far as I don't think you're talking about the weather. You talking about as far as like this case go? You talking about this as far as the case go? Like what it's like? What's the temperament out here? Shit, it's not. It ain't. It's not really too bad. I mean, I don't know. It might be something going on at the court building or something. I ain't even really checked. You know, I don't be watching too much of they news. I watch a little bit of something here. I catch a couple clips, but I don't really watch their news like that. It be too much propaganda, so I be trying to stay away from that shit. But sympathy. I think maybe empathy is the right word. I think empathy. I think it's empathy. Don't quote me, because I'm not good with that kind of shit. I'm not good with that kind of shit. I'm just now learning how to fucking like speak a little bit. I just happen to be on YouTube now, but I'm just now learning how to speak a little bit because my speech be fucked up. Shout out to my queen though for that. Shout out to my queen though for that. But when you feel what their empathy is, when you feel what they are feeling, okay, then what's sympathy? Taco Tuesday. Oh yeah, people was already going to Taco Tuesday, so you know that's going on. Okay, so what's sympathy? Sympathy, understanding, and reaction to distress. Oh, maybe it is sympathy. So you was right. Maybe it is sympathy. Is it sympathy or empathy? Regular nigga TV said it was sympathy. He was right because that's what it seemed. That's what it say. Just have an understanding. So yeah, King AK lie. Shout out to King AK voice. King AK 47, voice of the motherfucking streets. Um, yeah, I would say so, but not necessarily for him, but more so for because I understand that he was he's a product of the brainwashing too, just more so. So not necessarily sympathy, but sympathy for the situation that he got to go through from being a product of the brainwashing as well. That's probably how I would look at it. I wouldn't necessarily have sympathy for him, but yeah, I got sympathy for the situation that he got to go through because of the brainwashing. Because that's the thing too. They think that they above us, but like police don't make shit. They being brainwashed too, just like everybody else. That's the thing. They got people thinking because they white or hybrid Europeans they uh that they got some kind of status or that shit means something, but a lot they in the same boat. They just slaves to they just slaves in a different way, but they a slave to the same bullshit that we slaves to. They should just look a different way. They make them feel like they got more going on than they do. They make them feel like they got more power than they do because they hybrid Europeans. But them niggas slaves too. Slaves to that bad, slaves to all these jobs. They corporations too. He a corporation too. But when you team up with they shit, you know, you know how that go. That's what I'm saying. Like they not shit. They not nothing at all. But they make these people feel like they are because of the titles. And they create fucking titles. They create titles all the time, every day. So a title ain't shit. But if somebody give you one and you ain't never had no title, you gonna feel like it's something. If somebody give you one and you ain't never had no title, and that's really how they train us to be. Cause most people ain't had shit their whole life. So when you finally do get some shit, you want to hold on to that shit because you ain't never had shit. And to hold on to we buy more into their system. We buy more into their games. We buy more into their contracts. We keep they shit going. We keep their system and shit going. But yeah, we gonna see though. But okay, the tax shit though. The tax shit. Like I was saying, it don't matter what you doing. You can be rapping, you can be singing, you can be on YouTube, you can be fucking, you can be doing anything. You could be doing anything and you won't have to be taxed for it. So, like I was saying before, when not 9 times out of 10, most people getting like $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 taken taxes taken out their shit, maybe every 2 weeks or every month. And some people more. Smooth was just in here saying he said $1,400 a month. He get $1,400 in taxes taken out a month. That's a paycheck for a lot of people. That's 2 paychecks for a lot of people. $1,400 in taxes a month. That's 2 paychecks for a lot of people. So just imagine being able to pocket all that. Imagine being able to pocket all that. Would that help you right now? Would that help you be it? And you can do this so and peep game. Hear me out. Don't have 3 or 4 or 5 businesses or jobs. You feel me? You can really get cracking. Don't have 2, 3, 4 jobs. You can really get cracking and pocket all that bread. So who would that help? Would that help any of y'all? Being able to pocket that money that you get taxed every month from whatever your business is if you get taxed. Because some people businesses may just make cash transactions. Some people businesses just make cash transactions. So if you do that, then it don't even matter anyway. But if you do get taxed, wouldn't that help? But peep game though, not just for you. If you got a spouse, your spouse, you got a friend, your friend, because it's each one teach one. I put y'all up on game, you put them up on game. Each one teach one. And shit like this, this is part of that's what I'm gonna give another example on why this shit's so relevant. Because this is part of the reason how people trust people too. Because a lot of people don't trust people because people give people information that they can't cross-reference or research directly. And also shit that doesn't work. But to get a hold of some shit that work and be able to pass it on, like it helps build a foundation in the community of trust and a stronghold of okay, we moving like this. This how we moving. And I'm about to show some other people how to move. And you ain't gotta worry about no fucking the IRS coming after you and no shit like that. You ain't gotta worry about none of that. Smack that like button. I don't know who all up in here, but if you ain't smack that like button, smack that thing one time. But yeah, you pocket that, go get your kids something, get something for you, do something for your wife, your husband, whoever your partner is, your moms, your pops, whatever, do something for the crib, spend some money on fixing the crib up, whatever. So Smooth said he was losing out on $1,400 a month in taxes. So imagine $1,400 a month. You know how many bills you can pay extra with that? You know how much you know how you can start getting ahead with that? Nigga can really get ahead, $1,400 a month extra. Put some on this bill, some on this bill, some on this bill. And then that'll eventually intrigue you to figure it out because it's gonna be like, okay, stand on that was talking about we ain't gotta pay it's a way to not pay bill it's a way to pay bills without using money. And then it's gonna intrigue you to want to learn about that. It's gonna intrigue you to want to learn about that, and then you're gonna start going towards that. And it's just gonna be a domino effect process, and it's just gonna keep clicking. But yeah, my bad. This nigga said free. This nigga's a weirdo. Um, but yeah, that kind of shit is going. The taxes is gonna push us because this shit it affects it applied to your right to bear arms, to your Second Amendment. So when you operating in your proper status, which is getting your passport and getting yourself out of their jurisdiction, when you operating in your proper status, they can't your Second Amendment right is protected. Like none of these laws or not laws, but none of these statutes that they trying to create to take your Second Amendment right. None of that shit is gonna be none of that shit is relative. None of it. None of it would apply to you. All that talk about what Biden trying to implement on us, like none of that apply to you. Only thing apply to you is constitutional law. And if it's not the Constitution, then it don't mean nothing. If it ain't the Constitution, then it don't mean nothing. Got to get protected, man. Got to get protected. Got to get protected. I don't even know who Bundle was, but that nigga gone. He can only watch now. So it looks like he's still here because it's still at 8. It didn't go down to 7, so he's still watching. So that's cool. Oh, he just left. He said, "Fuck y'all." He said, "Fuck you." Stand on that. But yeah, though. So yeah, the fight got to keep going though. The fight got to keep going. It can't end with this. What was I gonna say? Because like we can't assume just because you back, Bundle back. I think Bundle back watching. But we can't assume just because he got found guilty, because I still want to see how much time he gonna do. But we can't assume just because he got found guilty that means something gonna stop. Like we still need a nation. We still need a nation. We still we still we still don't have a nationality. We still corporate citizens. They still got jurisdiction over us. Yeah, they still got a lot of shit. Like we still depend on their system. We don't know how to operate within their system the correct way. So that's still the shit that we got to work on. So I would say it was a W for the ego. I'll say that. Gucci Moses. I'll say it was a W for my ego. Or just for the ego of the people, period. They may not know it, but I would say it was a W for the ego, in my opinion. But I wouldn't call it like a real W. And I ain't saying you calling it a real W or a real victory. But yeah, I'll say it was a W for the ego of the people. It stroked it. It stroked it. It stroked the ego like a motherfucker. So, but we still got a lot of stuff going on because we don't even know how. Like, yeah, we don't understand how stuff is ran. We don't understand how to get them to work for us. We don't understand we why we still subject to the same bullshit that we subject to. So we got to make sure. So we got to still push to get out of that. Which is just applying the steps. Applying the steps. We got to apply the steps. We got to apply the steps. Myself included. Like, I need to apply steps. Just everybody need to apply steps and just keep applying them. Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, you right though. You right, Gucci Moses. It was nothing major, but it was. It was something. It was something. But like I said, we just can't. I know it's. I know our people gonna let it go to their head. That's the thing. They're gonna let it go to their head. Because a lot of people gonna be like you'd be surprised how many people are really gonna feel like something happened today. Like this is the end all be all. Yeah, you're right, Tara. It's a whole process. It's a whole process. It's a whole process. It is. And I'm just trying to show people the shit that we can do now. And a lot of shit we not gonna be here to see. But it's some shit we can do now to start freeing us. And then we're gonna just start breaking them chains piece by piece, different chains, piece by piece. But I know financial freedom is a big one. Financial freedom is a big one. It's a big one for us, for our community. Yeah, we getting taxed for nothing. We getting taxed for nothing to keep us in the loop. That's all they do to keep us in the loop. We just never we'll never be able to. It's like that, that hamster on the wheel. It's like the hamster on the wheel. Yeah, you running, but you ain't going nowhere. You running, but you ain't going nowhere. The hamster on the wheel, running, but they ain't going nowhere. So that shit wicked. But yeah, man, what y'all on? Y'all, what y'all want to say? Y'all got something to talk about? Y'all want to talk about something specific? Y'all want to dig into something? When did they say he supposed to get sentenced? What, like a week? Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like a week or two. Yeah, I can go. I thought it's supposed to show. Oh, I guess it don't, huh? Oh, yes, it do. Okay, it wasn't there. It wasn't there. Okay, that's straight. All right, shit. I guess I'm about to get up out of here. tap in with y'all in a minute, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. For sure, for sure. Checking in with your Saha one time. Smack that like button if you didn't. Shout out to everybody up in here. Regular Nigga TV, Gucci Moses, NO504, Terra. Ray P was up in here. Who else? Slick Sam, J Rock, everybody. Derek Miller, Nico. Who else? Yeah, they was up in this thing. So yeah, shout out to y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. You already know I'm always I'm gonna come back with some more and follow up on something. Stand on what you say and only say what you can stand on. Probably be back a little later, maybe.